So now let's welcome our next speaker for today, Jeff Chia, who leverages his 38 years of leadership management and executive coaching experience to help leaders succeed. He began his career in sales and marketing at NCR Corporation and IBM before starting his own software solutions business for ERP Treasury. As a leadership and coach training facilitator, Jeff has trained leaders from various industries, including Sun Life Malaysia, UOB, Great Eastern Life, Dyson, Telecom Malaysia, and many more. As an executive leadership coach, he has guided C-suites from organizations like EPF, Telecom Malaysia, TNB, and Affin Hwang Investment Bank to achieve positive business outcomes through behavioral shifts. Jeff served as president of the International Coaching Federation Malaysia chapter from 2018 to 2020 and currently serves as past president and board trustee of the ICF Foundation, promoting coaching awareness and mentoring new coaches. He will talk on the topic, The Leader as Coach, about how a great coaching leader not only inspires his team and with his presence, he encourages them to share ideas by asking great questions, helps them grow via feedback, and motivates them through validation. Welcome, Jeff. The stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Mariana. You can hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Jeff Chia. I actually reside in Kuala Lumpur, beautiful Kuala Lumpur. If you haven't been to Kuala Lumpur, come and visit me. Yeah. And I would like to start off with this greeting from the Zulu tribe. It's called Savu Bona. I love this one because it actually meant, it literally means, I see you, you are important to me, and I value you. And this is what, as a coach, or we call it a coaching leader, when we see someone like our direct reports or our peers, right, or our friends, we can say Savu Bona and put our little hand at the heart and say, I see you, you're important to me, and I value you. And I think it's good for you to search a little bit about this one, yeah. And I also love this quote, which whenever I go to a webinar or a workshop, or conference, I would always think of Soshin. It's a word from Zen Buddhism, meaning coming from a beginner's mindset. It refers to having an attitude of openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions when we are studying a subject. Even if we are an expert, becoming just as a beginner would. In other words, we are here to learn, yeah? A learner's mindset, not an expert mindset. So I would like you to have that, Some of the stuff I'm talking about will be very simple to some coaches, and it also will be some new insights for some people as well, okay? So at the end of the session, there's only an hour, so understand what is coaching, basic, know the difference between coaching and other people's skills, as well as explore the coaching mindset. And also I will be sharing a story, gain insights into how coaching has transformed leaders and impact organizations. And I'll share some stories that clients that have coached, and as well as a particular organization that is transforming their leaders and their people into coaching, yeah. And we'll start with what is coaching, and I would like you to listen to this, to watch this video from ICF. I think some of you may have watched this before, but it's a beautiful video, huh? Just a minute.
Coaching essentially is a process that will help you to get to where you want to be in a much shorter time and to achieve the success that you want to achieve in life without doing it on your own.
Coaching is a guided process where somebody helps you through the power of questions and active listening come to your own conclusion. You have to get your own answers. And these are the best answers because you are the expert for yourself. So I think coaching is the leadership style of the future.
A lot of things I love about coaching, especially I love the moment when my coachee gets an aha moment or realize that, oh, I need to change, or even I want to change, and then start this passion. I'm witnessing that exact moment.
I love helping people. Love helping people work through things that have kept them stuck, have kept them playing small, have kept them from living to their fullest potential. And now I have the opportunity to help other people who are like me, you know, well-educated, trained professionals who've invested a lot in a career, and I can help them to put all the pieces together and get in touch with what it is they really want to do and help them through the transition so that they can live the rest of their life really fulfilled.
All right, so that is a video, 2-minute video from ICF. And I don't, for some of you who will connect me later on, I have my contact. You can ask for me for some of the slides and some of the videos as well, right? I will share with you. Okay, what is this? When you see this, it's actually a little wagon, a coach, right? A beautiful coach, right? What does this do? Takes you from point A to point B, takes you from where you are to where you want to go. And a coach does that, yeah? Interesting enough, this particular coach was manufactured in 15th century in a Hungarian town called Kocsy, K-O-C-S-I, and that's where the word coach came from originally, yeah? And some definition of coaching, Sir John Whitmore, I think some of you may know, he has a book called Coaching for Performance. It's still available, and he passed away in 2017, yeah? He said coaching is unlocking a person's potential to maximize their own performance. It's helping them to learn rather than teaching them. By the way, Sir John Whitmore is actually, we call him the father of the GROW model, which a lot of coaches uses, a lot of organization uses that GROW model. And he was the first person to put that into a book, yeah. And he was very much active in ICF. I remember that he was in foundation until 2016, yeah, in the board as well, yeah. And ICF definition, I think you must have heard of it. Yesterday, we have a panelist, and we talked a little bit about this. ICF defines coaching as partnering. Remember the word partnering. We are equal partners with clients. Clients are the coachee in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. So it's about a journey using good questions, listening, patience, silence, you know, all this comes together, and we call it a thought-provoking and creative process because we believe that the client is the expert for themselves. Coaching is a partnership. Remember, coach and coachee working together on the coachee's agenda. The word is the coachee's agenda, not the coach agenda, right? It is the coachee who sets his own goal, yeah? And let's look at some of the leaders' thoughts about coaching. Because first person we have here is Bill Gates. Everyone is a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. And in fact, Microsoft, now on its third CEO, Satya Nadella, is really promoting coaching quite a bit. And they actually got a book, and this is the book called, they use it for coaching transformation, the coaching habit. Yeah, I will actually share with you some of the titles here. Very nice, easy to read book by Michael Bungay, yeah, The Coaching Habit. And Satya Nadella has a quote, it says that we are an organization of learn it all, not a know it all. Right? I think that's beautiful, isn't it? Learn it all and not a know it all. And probably you know Eric Schmidt. Eric Schmidt, when he first joined Google as a CEO about 18 years ago, he was assigned a coach by the chairman, John Doerr. And he says, why do I need a coach? I'm a successful CEO. Indeed, you know, he was in his 40s. He was very successful in his previous job as senior vice president of some of the IT companies. But he has the coach, and he has the coach called Bill Campbell for 18 years. Oh, rather 15 years. And during that time, Google has grown, and he was the CEO for 10 years before he became the chairman, and he retired about 4 years ago. And 4 years ago, when he retired, he wrote a book called $1 Trillion Coach, together with 2 other gentlemen, right, from Google. And it's about the playbook of Bill Campbell, his coach for 15 years. And now, what did he say? People are not good at seeing themselves as others see them. A coach really, really helps. Everybody needs a coach. So he says, best advice I ever got, have a coach. Yeah, this is really humility on his side that he has to coach for 15 years. And the coach, Bill Campbell, is called the Silicon Valley Coach. And this is the playbook about him and his coaching process and methods. And check it out, yeah. Okay, let's talk a little bit about coaching being one of the helping skills, and coaching versus mentoring and counseling. I always come across this one. A lot of leaders that I coach, and I've coached about 800 leaders, senior leaders over the last 8 years. And they always think that they are coaching, but they're actually doing mentoring. They're actually giving advice, giving instruction, but to them it's coaching. At least 85, 90% of them always thought that, right? So I would like to explore this with you. What are some little differences between coaching versus mentoring? Yeah. So we look at the focus, right? Coaching is about the present and future. Counseling talks about the past. And mentoring is about career growth, right? And mentors are usually internal mentors, right? Which help them, their people in their career. And the goal of coaching is to be better at performance, skills and development, and even behavior. And in counseling, we talk about overcoming problems, especially long-term problems. Yeah. Then for mentoring is about professional and career development. And the process is quite different. For coaching is facilitation process. As an external coach, I do not give advice. Whereas as a mentor, you can give advice and recommendation. As a result, most mentors are more experienced and they are subject matter experts, they are more qualified. Yeah, 80% of the time. But there is also reverse mentoring where young people can mentor and older people on things like technology, apps, and so forth, right? For qualification, anybody can actually take a certified in coaching skills, need not be a subject matter expert, and you can coach different people from different industries. This is the process experts, whereas a mentor is a subject matter expert. So in counseling, we are talking about people who are really trained in managing people with a significant level of stress. And nowadays it's more important because of the mental health. Right? And to present this in a better format, I would say that we have a consultant that provides analysis, problem solving, and solutioning expertise. Yeah. A mentor, just now I say, give advice, shares based on one's past experience. A trainer normally transfers knowledge, but nowadays trainers also become facilitators, especially in the soft skills and essential skills, right? And the therapist, as I mentioned, treats patients to overcome emotional and mental disorders. They look at the past to the present. And a coach helps increase client awareness, generate new thinking to bring about solutions, empower the client, provide support, and sits in the present and look at the future. So if you look at the 3 skills that I just mentioned, mentor, a coach, and a therapist, is really a lot of one-to-one conversation, a lot of one-to-one conversation, a different type of conversation, yeah. And ICF, we have a coaching philosophy. We honor the client as the expert in his or her life. You've seen the video, we talk that the client is the expert, and work and believe every client is creative, resourceful, and whole. So our coach responsibility as a coach leader is to discover, clarify, and align with what the client wants to achieve, encourage their self-discovery, elicit solutions from them, and hold them responsible and accountable. In fact, this area of the coach responsibility is in our spell out very clearly in the 8 competencies that we have in ICF, yeah, where every coach is trained and follows them. Okay. Let's take a pause here If there are any questions that I have, Mariana, if there's any questions that I would like to answer, anything at all.
Everybody can use the
No question? Yeah, okay. So, oh, somebody raised hand. David, is it? David,
Yes,
do you want to
David.
speak?
Yes, hi, Coach. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you. So my question in brief is, do you think that in coaching, one has to look at, for example, some very tangible, some very identifiable improvements? Is that a principle that you start with, or do you often say to yourself, no, we can't start by, just putting an open flow to how we go, and some of those could be intangible benefits as well, which may not be so well articulated in the beginning, but they might become clearer in future. Am I making sense, Coach? Is that something that you often,
Yes.
struggle with?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a very good question. Yeah, actually, yesterday in the panelists, some of this was answered, right? We should go with the flow and not having like a set goal, and we always go into a real set goal and trying to overcome that. And a lot of times, organization says, I want to coach on performance, right? Which is nowadays even less and less, right? Because performance is related to a lot of numbers, right? And they're very particular about numbers, and everybody start focusing on numbers, and it becomes less of a flow, a good flow. I would say you're right. I mean, if it comes to coaching, in organizations, sometimes there is maybe one goal that is set that is company related, and maybe the coachee can set a different goal, which may be their own personal. Yeah. So we talk about transactional versus transformational, right? So when we talk about like a set goal like performance, it's really very transactional. But if we set goal like behavioral, yeah, something that is about them, we are coaching the person, not the problem, and it's long-term sustainability, and they can handle such problem in the future, not every time they have a problem, then we coach on them. So I would call it more transactional. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I think along the way, you'll see that how as it progresses, then you'll see a little bit more. Yeah. Thank you for your question. And well, I would like to share with you a Google study, which I think Google has done different things. They have the people who founded Google are very young. Yeah. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, yeah, Sergey Brin. So, and they don't know much about management. So one time they did and say, hey, there's no management, everyone's around, no managers and so forth, and it was a mess, right? And then Bill Campbell stepped in and said, no, you need management. And they go and talk to the people on the ground, and they say, yeah, I need a manager to help me to make decision. I need a manager to sign off stuff and stuff like that. And then they went back to management. And Google did a study and said, what makes a great manager? And this was an intensive study. Yeah? Google has a lot of money. They call it Project Oxygen. So what exactly makes a manager great? And they went into really a 2-year staff survey, performance review, with qualitative interview, and they found 10 common characteristics shared by all great managers. And I'm going to focus on the first two. The top two is a great Google manager is a good coach. A great Google manager empowers team and does not micromanage. Yeah. And with this, what they found, they actually got a director of coaching. In fact, I knew the director of coaching as well. Yeah. He was, he was giving talks and so forth now. And they got on the coaching transformation, a really great coaching transformation. Of course, Google, Eric Smith, yeah, will also been, will also been coached by Bill Campbell as well. A few of their leaders will also been coached. Yeah, so that is really Google's story, and they went on a big major transformation and going on a coaching culture change. Yeah, okay. So let's talk a little bit about ICF core competency. I won't touch too much on that because I know that we have our good friend Damien will come in after me, who talk a little bit about coaching skills. I think he's a great speaker, an MCC coach, right? And we have the foundation, and this is what all ICF coaches got to go through when they're trained, and they also sit in the exam, which they have to practice. So demonstrate ethical practice and embodies a coaching mindset. I'll talk a little bit more about coaching mindset. Just now, we already mentioned that. In a way, you look at the person as an expert. He is creative, he's wholesome, he's capable and resourceful. Yeah. And then co-creating a relationship is about agreement, trust, and presence. Yeah. And these are some skills, right, which I think Damien will touch on. Active listening, evoking awareness through great questions, through pause, through listening. Yeah. Yesterday, I think Rashmi talks about the voice, and she talks about space, pause, silence, So pace, right? Yeah. And I also talk about space and about cultivating learning and growth. It's about facilitating learning growth. What happens if, let's say, we have finished the 6 sessions or 12 sessions of coaching? We have to make sure that they are able to sustain. Yeah. So I have this quote called "Diamond lies in ordinary rocks." Anybody would like to share in the chat what they see as this means as a coaching assumption? When you look at a person and say, "Diamond lies in ordinary rocks." Anyone? Okay. Ramana, thank you. Identifying the hidden and latent potential. Everyone can be shown what potential has inside. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Definitely, everyone, there is the diamond within. And as a coach or a coach leader, we have to be the greatest jeweler, yeah, in digging deeper, dig as deep as you can to look for that diamond, which lies among the ordinary rocks. Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? So this is actually a good, in a way, mindset that you have. Whenever you see somebody, the person has a diamond lies within himself. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go very deep into questioning. Yeah, but if anything else fails, I would say there's only a forward questions that you can ask. Anybody want to take a guess? What is the forward questions that applies to anything, anywhere, anytime? They make you think. All right, almost. Anybody else? Okay. What are your strengths? Okay, that's good try. What is your mood right now? What are your options? Okay, what are your options are good. Yeah. Okay. It's also good, but I would say just remember this is Tony. What do you think? Right. What do you think? And then after that, shut up and listen. We talk about pause, we talk about silence, right? And really, really ask one question, shut up and listen. And some people say, how long should you wait? As long as you need. Just smile and look at the person and wait because he is thinking. And don't interrupt him. Yeah. And then you ask the next question. And what else? Anything else? Shut up and listen again. Ask again. And what else? You can do that 3 times. And a lot of times when I started coaching about 12 years ago, I used this trick because I don't know what is the next what and how questions, so tough. And I say, what else? And I buy time. But now, actually, it's not just about buying time, but I think people do have things that they want to talk about. If you have patience enough to be silenced, to listen to them, and just ask the question, shut up, listen, pause, silence. Yeah. Okay. So this is one thing that you can actually do. Anybody comes to you, coaching starts. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think? So anybody want to try this? What is Facebook most powerful question? You're using Facebook without looking at Facebook now. So what is Facebook most powerful question? Yeah. Ah, very good. Yeah, you guys still remember, huh? What's on your mind? Yeah. So this is also another question. Instead of what do you think, this is also another one that you can use. What's on your mind? So when somebody comes to you, I guess you can use it at home as well. Yeah, if your children come to you and say, what's on your mind? Or your friends, so what's on your mind? So in other words, instead of giving advice, giving solutions, instructions, just be curious and ask, what's on your mind? And then shut up and listen. Yeah. Actually, by right, I always use the word shut up and listen because it's my mantra, right? Because for me, I'm an I person, you know, in DISC personality profile, an I person likes to talk 80% of the time. So now, because I'm a coach, I need to listen 80% of the time. So that changed, yeah, the whole thing, yeah, about me, my behavior. Yeah. So important. So remember, what do you think? What's on your mind? So anybody comes to you, be curious, shut up and listen, and really pay attention, yeah, and ask this question. And I'd like to talk a little bit about this guy called Daniel Goleman. I think some of you will have heard about him, you know, and he's very famous now because of emotional intelligence. Indeed, he should be, because even about 24 years ago, right, up to he actually wrote an article almost 20 years ago. He wrote an article called Leadership That Get Results. I have that article. He said there are 6 essential leadership styles, and coaching is one of them, and it was shown to have a markedly positive impact on performance, culture, and bottom line, even the bottom line. Yeah. And by building the coaching habit, you can break 3 vicious cycles that plague the workplaces. And this is actually very applicable for first-time managers, right? And first-time managers, they don't build a coaching habit, they depend on people, they don't delegate, they don't empower, they create over-dependence, and then they get overwhelmed and disconnected. And they feel that, oh, what happened? Yeah, they're the last people to go back. Even when you look at what Daniel Goleman said, you have a positive impact on performance, culture, and bottom line. However, okay, with all this positive impact, why do leaders rank coaching as the least favorite style? So in that article, there are 6 styles, okay? Pace setting, authoritative, democratic, cohesive, affiliative, yeah, and coaching, right? So as far as 20 years ago, already Daniel Goleman talked about coaching, right? But it's the least favorite style. What do you think? Why do you think it's the least favorite style? You can share in the chat. Why is it the least favorite style? Because they don't want to be asked the things they want answers for. Okay. Results are not immediate. Yeah, not immediate. What else? So they want immediate answers. They want immediate results, so they give instruction. Because you step them out of their power. Yeah, the power is that they are the expert, right? I'm the boss. I know everything. Yeah. Okay. So some questions make people address things they don't want to, okay? Because it involves lots of listening, which many leaders do not find comfortable. I like that. So very good insights, right? Actually, I put a clock there, you know, and it says that a lot of time leaders, they want to get you out of the room. Yeah, they don't have time. A lot of listening, yeah, not comfortable. They're used to getting instruction, all right, yeah. And you know, when you ask a question, then you have to wait for the answer. What if you don't like the answer, right? So leaders will talk about this one. They say, it just doesn't work here. I'm too busy. Isn't the best use of my time. The people instead of it uncoachable. Yeah. And it's always about time. Everything is urgent. Oh, they want answers. They want to get you out of the room. I'm busy, So give instruction faster. And actually, I can show you that I can coach someone in 10 minutes. Yeah. And I do that in my workshop and I should demonstrate to them and they were surprised. The other thing that I felt that, important is that they don't have the skills to ask questions. They don't have the skills to be patient and to listen, you know what I mean? And that's what Damien Goldward will share with you, some of the skills that is required. Now it's no more, I don't call it soft skills anymore. These are essential skills, right? That's needed, okay? So this is what happened, yeah? Always giving instruction, yeah? So let's take a pause here. If there's any question at all, I can answer them. Mariana, is there any? Okay, there's one in the Q&A, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, the sponsors often look at the ROI of coaching. How do we arrive at the return on investment? All right, good question. Yesterday, Akhil was in a panel. He talks about very intangible results, which are good results, but intangible. Yeah, and if it's performance related, of course, it's tangible. And I can say that a lot of things can be measured in a way. For me, I will share with you a story afterwards, Adil, yeah, who asked this question. Thank you. I'll share with you a story afterwards at how we got the results, yeah, using an approach, the ROI of coaching. Yeah, the ROI is what the sponsors are always looking for, right? So if they don't get ROI, they don't see the value, they stop, yeah. So I will share with you afterwards, yeah. So be patient a little bit, Adil, yeah. Any other question? Okay, so they say that they are directors, yeah, just now. It requires patience. Leaders who need a coaching most are least coachable. Okay. Okay, I will share with you a story. I actually spoke to the HR person in charge and even able to mention the name of the people. They don't mind, it's great. And it's one of those coach I took up during the pandemic. And it's been 3 years since 2011, when we first coached the leaders, right? Let me share you with this particular story. This is a local, under a group, a company called the Sunway Group, and in Malaysia. And this is the malls. And they are one of the largest owner-operator of the 7 retail development. They did very well. And after the pandemic, they even did better because they took care of the clients. And, Malaysians, there are a lot of malls in Malaysia. So if you're coming to Malaysia, you get hold of me, I'll take you to those beautiful malls, a lot. And this particular group of, Sunway malls, they only have 600 people, yeah? And they manage 7.7 million square feet, and they actually buy over mall, take over mall, and build malls as well. So they have 7 malls now today, yeah. And we started in 2021 with 14 head of department, yeah. I can say that I actually should be a C-1, yeah. Being coached by 3 leadership coaches over 12 months, right? So split among 3 leadership coaches. We use the Marshall Goldsmith stakeholder-centered approach, plus having leader as coach workshops over 1 year. And we continue with quarterly coaching, and these C-1 leaders will assign 2 to 3 coaches outside, their department. And the HR roll up this project, and they call this Mentoring 1.0, yeah. So the first group of people when I coach was 2021 for 12 months on the behavioral change, using Marshall Goldsmith approach. Actually, just now Adil did ask about this question. So we use a Marshall Goldsmith measuring using 360 feedback from 3 of their subordinates, 3 of their peers, and the boss. And we have actually alignment with the boss. The rest we use paper feedback. And over 12 months, we look at 3 times. First, at the beginning, alignment, and what are the strengths and what are areas that they should develop, getting a feedback from other peers and the subordinate. And then also in the middle, and then at the end. At the end, we ask questions like, in these two areas, have they no improvement, minor improvement, significant improvement, major improvement, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then people got to rate them. And that's how it works, right? And people can also see the change of behavior. I'll talk a little bit about change of behavior after this, right? And then that was the first year. After the first year, we have quarterly coaching, and that they became a coaching leader as a coach. So in other words, they got to coach 2 or 3 people outside their department besides their own, and they call it mentoring 1.0. And then after that, the next group of people, their managers under them, were trained on coaching skills by ICF, another entity. They go on group coaching and workshops, and then they will coach 2 or 3 executives outside their department, and they call it mentoring 2.0. In fact, now they are starting to kick off mentoring 3.0. I was talking to her this morning, the HR GM of Human Resource. It says that 60% of their managers, head of department managers and executive. So they have 600 employees, about 300 executive managers and head of department. So far, 60% has experienced coaching or been coached, right? And you just kick off mentoring 3.0. In fact, it was so good that some of the people, and this is an opt-in, it's an enrollment rather than like force, like people want to be coached or not. Because a lot of people had this preconception that, oh, I'm looking for a coach because I'm bad in my performance, right? So they have this stigma and they don't opt for it. And when they see that their friends are getting good results and benefits from it, and now more and more people wanted to come into, enroll themselves, right? And they have a choice, right? To enroll themselves. And then they found that, okay, 12 months is a bit too long. They decided to do what you call 6 months. And they also have another approach where they say people can opt in anytime and ask that they have a problem. They want to identify a coach to help them, internal coach, right? And they will have 2 sessions together, and if we find that it's useful, then they will continue with another 6 sessions. Right? They have this opt-in kind of thing, besides the assignment that has been done. And what happens? What is the result? I think, of course, Adil, who asked this, would like to know what's the results, right, of this. Retention. In 2022, the attrition rate was 20%. That is still just after pandemic. And in 2023, it went down to 11%, a significant 11% in improvement. And succession. They found that they don't have, even though they're expanding like crazy, buying more malls and building new malls, they find that they don't have to find leaders externally. They can promote from within. So there was very, very little external people coming in, right? They can promote because people have been trained to be coached. And bear in mind that these people, the managers and the head of department, they are not certified coaches. They are trained coaches, right? They have been coached by real ICF coaches. And then the career growth dimension, she told me that engagement score from career growth dimension was 2 to 3% higher than the global benchmark. So I think the key is what we say, right? We say that why organization employ coaching. We talk about, communication skills is one of the key areas. Employee engagement, but look at it. Succession planning, it happens here. Employee retention, it happens here. So great results, And this is the beautiful lady. She's the general manager of human resources, and she's my coachee now, right? I'm still coaching her for this year. And she mentioned this. Organization culture and leadership plays a major role in any organization. Coaching and mentoring are definitely the cornerstone to shift behaviors in our leaders. Creating a consistent behavior shift culture. Behavioral shift culture is key. It says that the word is consistent. That means they'll continue to do year 1, year 2, year 3. And I was talking to I have about 4 head of department whom I coach. And I was talking to them every time when I coached them during the second year, where, you know, every quarter, and they really, really spent time working on the people. And they really spent time having the coaching conversation. I guess that's so important, having the coaching conversation with people. I have 4 people, results. One of them I can share with you. She was actually finance, right? And slated to take over a person who is retiring, a GM of finance. She was a director of finance. She's just working under the GM. And she's like in the 40s. So when the CEO told her that you're going to take over, and she says, I'm not ready, maybe 3 to 5 years. And then the CEO talked to me and said, yeah, we need coaching and see how we can get her ready. And also her behavior was about interrupting people, not giving people a chance to, talk and giving advice. And this was the feedback from the 360. And over a 1 year process, and I said, not due to me, I'm a coach and trained to coach person, but a lot of time is the discipline, the humility, and the courage for them to change. And she indeed took it up and really make changes. And what happened? And she actually shared with me some of the results, which I actually share over the LinkedIn, and says it heightened her self-awareness, understand more how people see her, practice to pause and silence. The results, she said, I get to hear more. I said, leadership is a privilege. Get comfortable to be questioned. Connections and relations are important, build them. So he felt that these are important. Then she said, talk less, ask more, listen more, and be vulnerable. And these are some of the things that she did. And she's indeed, she took over in 1 year as a GM, not 3 to 5 years. And she's doing very, very well. Yeah. And these are some of the effects of coaching. And it really, I want to mention that because it's the ripple effect. It goes down all the way to all the organization. And people can observe how she does. And her retention is almost 100% in terms of her people. Yeah. Okay. So companies that practice regular money performance review and coaching conversation, I'd like to share with you. You all know about, the dreaded yearly or semi-annual performance review. They don't remember what happens at the beginning of the year that you did so well, but they happen to, make some mistakes when just before the performance review, you're in trouble. Yeah. And there are organizations that have actually discarded that yearly or semi-annual, and they practice regular monthly performance review. And they have actually, here are a few examples, because they have coaching conversation to provide continuous feedback and support. Adobe, Deloitte, yeah. So replace annual performance review. This Adobe replaced annual performance with regular check-in, allowing for continuous feedback and coaching. So they are actually into a coaching culture already. Deloitte implemented frequent check-in and performance conversation as part of their performance management system. My son works for Deloitte Kuala Lumpur, so I'm happy to see that. Okay, and Microsoft, right? You heard about Microsoft already. Under Satya Nadella is growing in strength to strength, and Satya really mentioned we are an organization, a learn it all, not a know it all. Yeah, so important. General Electric transition from annual review to frequent feedback and performance discussion. Google, yeah, the great Google used regular ongoing performance review and feedback as part of the performance management system. Accenture, one of the first one, eliminated annual performance review in favor of regular feedback and check-ins. So these people actually aim to improve employee engagement, performance, and development by timely and relevant feedback. So it's not just about having a coaching conversation, but it's also about regular feedback. So important, yeah? So let's take a pause here. Any questions, insights shared? Adil, I hope I answered your question in terms of ROI. Anybody else would like to ask any questions? Or you can actually unmute, and I hope to hear your voice. Yeah, there are 50 of you here. Okay. Oh, you want to see your slide reference? Okay, sure. Yeah, you'll engage with me and I'll send you the slides, or even the organization can. Yeah. Okay, Adil, thank you. I hope I answered your question. Any other question that we have? I know that I have only 15 minutes left. A little bit to cover, so let me see what I have. Yeah. Okay. Coaching trends and opportunities. Yesterday, my good friend Vijaya mentioned as well when she was leading the panelists to talk about some of the trends in coaching. But I just want to share with you some of them that just recently I also shared with some of the people in Malaysia. And this is a fact sheet that we have. And actually, ICF has quite a number of coaching studies. And if you look at 2018, 2019, in fact, there was a negative growth, and from 2018 to 2019, but look at 2020, 2021 during the pandemic. A normal used to be 5 to 10% growth was 18 to 27% growth. And this is just members alone, yeah? In Malaysia, we have 200 members, but as I calculate how many trained coaches are there, that means they went through certification, level 1, we call it, went through 7-8 days or months of certification, probably about 4,000. So imagine there are only 200 members in Malaysia. I don't know about the other countries like India and so forth. There could be more, 4,000, but out of that, I believe that 40% are internal coaches. Maybe out of 40%, maybe less than 10% are really practicing. Yeah. Even the external coaches, let's say they're 60%, not everyone will practice, and they may go back to their, their work if they felt that they couldn't make money out of it. Yeah. So then if you look at the coaching type, all right. So external coach practitioner, great demand that, been going to organization. Internal coach also, we have some big companies here like Petronas oil company, banks and so forth. They have internal coaches, and both external and internal coaches, 15%. Managed leader who uses coaching is 14%. I believe that this is getting bigger and bigger. All right. And leadership, if you look at it, the next one. Okay. Main area of coaching, look at it. Leadership, 36%. So if you're a leader, you need to be a coaching leader. And if you're a leader who is retiring or who feels that, you want to be a coach, so you can be a coach and coach leaders. They are needed. Yeah, you're needed very much. So between leadership and business organization, we are talking about almost 54%. Yeah. Even executive coaching, another 17%. So you add up numbers, it's pretty significant. Yeah. So leadership coaching is really in the forefront. And why I felt that the leader as a coach is so important. And this is summary. Yeah. Coaching is more widely used in leadership and business development. There is opportunities to improve overall well-being. Yeah. Well-being is the next one, which is a life coaching part. Yeah. So why do I feel that I should promote leader as a coach? When I started coaching 12 years ago, I coach one-to-one leaders quite a bit. A slow process, we bring like 5, 10 leaders through 6 months, 12 months of journey, and hopefully they will be disciplined and have the courage and humility to make changes themselves, right? Because not everyone can do that. So when they have that, and it's like, hopefully they can create a ripple effect and they start coaching their people. And I felt that doesn't happen very much. Their behavior change is good, yeah, and maybe because of that, they will send their people out for coaching, training, and so forth, yeah. But I believe that leaders need not be certified to be coaching leaders. So I do a lot of workshops now. In fact, I do not just 2 days workshop. I do 2 days followed by 6 half-days workshop over 6 months. It's almost like one-to-one coaching type, yeah, where they take them into smaller groups and get them to practice among themselves and to have role play and to give feedback, yeah, so that they can get better and better. And if you promote this, and sometimes it need not be 6 months, it can be 3 months, right? 2 days workshop followed by 3 sessions of group coaching and getting them to practice. I think that is so important. And I found that really creates the change. And these Sunway malls, they don't have any certified coaches. In fact, now they're talking to me and they want to send 2 of their head of department to go for certification. Yeah. So, but they can do it. Yeah. In themselves because they learn through a lot of workshops, through enrolling themselves into such thing, and the HR person was very much into that. So and the CEO really was the promoter. Yeah. So I think the important thing is the CEO. Yeah. You need to get the CEO to promote. Yeah. Okay. So that's about what I have to share, but let's reflect what was useful for you. What would you like to practice more? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you can share it in the chat. Yeah. What was useful for you? What would you like to practice more? And then I'm open for questions. So we have about, Marina, we have about 9 minutes left, right?
Yes, correct, Jeff.
Okay. So to end this, the starting point for a change is acknowledging your own behavior. I'm a promoter of leader as a coach. In fact, I have like 4 groups now. I'm training them to be coaches internally, and a bank has asked me to come in to actually train about 80 of their leaders, sales leaders, right, into coaching as well. And a lot of SMIs have adopted it. You see a small company like Sunway Malls, not a big one, 600 people. They can actually create a coaching culture, not necessarily a big organization. So I hope that yeah, you benefit from this sharing. And if you'd like to get hold of me, very simple. My email is jeffmachoman@gmail.com. So don't laugh. This is simple. And LinkedIn, my phone number. So if you want any resources from me, I am a subscriber to Harvard. I can share with you anytime. I love to talk about coaching. I smell, live, and embrace coaching. Yeah. And also I would share that when I started coaching, I thought that, wow, I love to help people to grow, and that is my fulfillment, and that's my purpose. And that's one of the benefits. Another benefit is I get paid decently. Yeah, that's the second benefit. But I didn't think about the third benefit. The third benefit is that as a coach, I change because I have to listen more. I have to read more. I have to understand people. I have to be more empathetic, and so forth, right? And this make me change. So that's why the leader as a coach, why I say I want to promote that they should be coaching people, having coaching conversation, because if they start doing that, their behavior will change. Expected to change. They will change. And you ask all the leaders who became coaches now, you ask Akhil, you ask people like Itika, Vijaya, yeah, Rashmi, Sanjeev, right? Yesterday Sanjeev shared, right? And they became coaches, right? And they were leaders before. Have they changed? Yeah. All right. Any more questions? Then I'll stop sharing here. You can take a snapshot of this. Insightful. Thanks a lot. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I would like to say thank you as well. I'm very happy with this one, and I would like to really thank Masai Arak, Masai, who invited me, through Naveen, and of course we have Hemani, and of course we have Sunanda, who built this. I know the sweat and tears because I was with them the first few sessions, and for personal reasons, I have to not take up, and I think Naveen and Masai understand that. And Mariana, thank you for hosting. I'm here, and we have another 4-6 minutes. So if there's any other question, yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. We have a question in the questions tab. So the question is,
Oh,
it's easy when the sponsor in organization is clear about the objective of the coaching. How do we approach it when the sponsor is themselves not clear?
okay. When a sponsor themselves not clear. So I have a very simple answer to that. Get the sponsor to experience coaching. That means get a external coach. With the help of external coach, they may be able to give them an opportunity to go through a coaching session for them to experience it. So once they experience it, then they know. In ICF, we have the International Coaching Week every year. And it happens in May. And that is actually getting leaders to experience coaching. We have a lot of very experienced coaches like MCC, master coaches, professional coaches who have coached hundreds of hours. And they actually give their pro bono time to let them experience coaching. And even one session is fantastic, Yeah, so if they don't experience it, they will never know. Yeah.
Yes, we do not have any further questions, I guess.
Yep. Okay. I'll say thank you very much, and thank you for hosting, Mariana. You have been a joy, and I'm happy to be here. I'm relieved. Navin, thank you. I see Damien here. Damien, how are you?
Hi, Damien.
Damien, I saw you in the Philippines last time, Philippines. Then after that, you came here, right? In Malaysia.
Great to be here. Thank you for a great presentation. So I'm going to continue.
Yeah,
I am going to continue your conversation.
Yes, that would be good. So you have another 4 more minutes, I think 3 more minutes. Yeah. Okay. So we can have a quick chat here. Is it okay? Everybody is still here, right?
Yeah, everybody's here.
Yeah,
But
Damon. So
Jeff,
when are you coming? Yeah, sorry.
I said like it was
Sorry,
a
Naveen.
it was a great presentation. I just wanted to interject and talk about the quick feedback. I like the way you presented the flow, sharing your personal experiences. I myself picked up being in US and knowing about the leaders of Asia. I just picked up a lot of things. So thank you for sharing those personal experiences.
Yeah. Yeah. And Damien is going around Asia as well. Damien, when are you coming to Kuala Lumpur again?
Well, after COVID, I stopped traveling. After traveling in more than 65 countries over the world and over the years.
I know.
think that,
And you're doing coaching supervision as well, right? So I
You're
know
right.
that you're doing coaching supervision.
You're right.
Excellent.
But this is the good thing
Nice
about
to-
virtual.
nice-
But this is the good thing about working virtually. I can be part of this event and this activity, no matter where you are in the world. You can be engaged, you can be participating, you can be contributing. And I do believe that this is one of our benefits of how
Yeah.
virtual work can help us to work. This is how revolutionized the way we work. Like working
Yeah.
virtually, I'm going to
Yeah,
be
and-
talking about. This is one of the main issues that people are trying to figure out still, how to engage people and how to create these coaching cultures. And I do believe that working virtually, you can reach and work with people all over the world, and you can contribute and make a difference and inspire people and teach and learn. And so I am so grateful, Naveen, for inviting me to be part of this event.
No, Naveen and the gang, my God, the effort that they put in, Naveen. Let's give them a round of applause, man. Naveen, Masai,
Thank you.
Sunanda, and Emani. Yeah, and Mariana. Thank you. Yeah.
No, thank you to all of you for supporting this kind of initiative, because we wanted to help the leaders, especially in the Asia region. And thank you for your time. I know it's very valuable time, and you're sharing your experience and wisdom to the crowd here. So I'm very, very happy and grateful for you taking up. And my team, actually, they put a lot of efforts. And Jeff, you need to step back. I respect that for your own personal emergency. But the hard work goes gone in here. So Himani, Masai, Sunanda, Mariana, Nathaniel, Preeti, Chetan, there are so many number of people whom I need to say thank you, basically, who are also behind the scenes here. But big thank you to all the participants also to helping us kickstart some initiative here. I think we have a hand raised, Mariana. Maybe it's a question for one of us.
Yeah, and also I think Damien wanted the background, so one of you can share the background, the virtual background, right?
Yeah.
Is there a hand raised? Oh, Lochi.
Yes, I've
Yeah.
enabled Logi to speak.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Lochi. Lochi, you can speak?
Great session.
Yeah. You have a question?
Yeah, but just to thank you, Jeff. You've always done very great sessions, and today I also learned a lot. I mean, I've sat in a lot of your sessions. Always something new to learn from you. Great coach. Thank you.
You know, this Naveen and all, you know, and I was supposed to be part of the organizing team. I say I cannot live without even being involved, you know, at all, because they got me in, and I couldn't do it because of my wife's condition. And I think Lochi is a good friend of my wife, Naveen. So yeah, they have been together from university days, and
Yeah, that's
really
right.
helped a lot. Yeah, so and she's also very much a coach and heading one of the organization here as well. So Naveen, you can be in touch with her later on. Yeah. So I wouldn't take much time because it's 10:31 and Damien is waiting very patiently. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
I'll be
And
here,
thanks. Nice
Damien.
to meet you,
Yeah.
Lochi. And thank
Nice
you.
to meet you too.
Yeah. Thank you, Damien. Over to you.
Fatwa's hand is raised. Fatwa's hand is raised. Fatwa, would you like to say something?
Hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Hi. Saying something,
Yes,
Fatwa?
Hi, good afternoon or good evening, good morning to people across the panel and teammates here. I would love to know if you have any insight on how to promote this for leaders who are women. I understand their perspective is slightly different. So if you have anything from your wisdom and your many shared experiences, I would love to hear your side of the story.
Yeah. So Fatwa, I think we will take your note of that. I think there are a lot of, I will share with Naveen, actually there are a lot of women in leadership in Malaysia as well. There are a lot of organizations that's actually start supporting women coming back to work and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. So I think we can talk about it, and maybe Damien can handle that. Okay. Thank you. Let's start.
Thank you, everyone. Before we begin the next session, firstly, I would like to thank Jeff for the wonderful session today. We appreciate you dedicating your time for sharing your expertise and great wisdom with us. Thank you very much.